After a quarter of a century, a long and difficult battle has finally been won. It is a story of persistence, a story of a community coming together to protect what is precious. I am talking about the waterways of the Tasman region, which are now, at long last, free from the invasive rudfish. This is a monumental achievement, a true testament to what can be accomplished when people are determined to right a wrong. For 25 years, this silent invader threatened the delicate balance of life in these waters, but that threat has now been extinguished. The fight was not easy, and it was certainly not short, but the result is a victory for nature. This success story is something we can all learn from. It sends a powerful message that we can in fact turn back the tide against invasive species. Often the challenge seems too great, the problem too widespread. But the dedicated teams in Tasman have proven otherwise. They faced a cunning and resilient adversary that hid in the murky depths, but they never gave up. This victory wasn't won overnight with a single dramatic action. Instead, it was the result of years of patient, methodical work. It was a slow and steady pressure, a war of attrition, that finally led to the complete removal of this destructive pest from the region's ponds and streams. Imagine the relief for the people who have been on the front lines of this fight since the very beginning. The Department of Conservation Rangers, the local iwi, and the landowners have worked side by side for decades. They have shared the frustrations of setbacks, and now, they share the immense pride of this hard-earned success. This is more than just removing a fish. It is about restoring the health of an entire ecosystem. It is about ensuring that the native plants and animals that belong in these waters can thrive without competition from a foreign invader. This is their home, and it has been successfully defended. The job is not over, of course. The price of freedom for our waterways is constant vigilance. But for now, we can and should celebrate this incredible milestone. The eradication of rudd from Tasman is a beacon of hope. It shows us that with commitment, collaboration, and a deep respect for our natural world, we can overcome even the most entrenched environmental challenges. The waters are clearer now, not just of rudd but of a long-standing threat. This victory allows the native life to begin its recovery, and it stands as a powerful reminder of our responsibility to protect these wild places for generations to come. So, what exactly is this fish, the rudd? To the untrained eye, it might look harmless, just another silvery fish swimming in a pond. But this creature is a true monster in disguise, not because of its size, but because of the devastation it brings. Rudd are an invasive pest, originally from Europe, and they are like aquatic vandals. They have a voracious appetite for native plants, tearing them up from the riverbed and destroying vital habitat. This vegetation is not just scenery. It is the foundation of the ecosystem. It provides food, shelter, and breeding grounds for countless native insects, snails, and fish. When the rudd move in, this underwater world is stripped bare. The story of how they arrived in the Tasman region is a cautionary tale. It was not a natural migration, it was a human mistake. Someone, many years ago, illegally released rudd into a series of farm ponds near Motueka. Perhaps they thought they were creating a new sport fishery, or perhaps they simply did not understand the consequences of their actions. Whatever the reason, this single act of carelessness set off a chain reaction that would take 25 years to contain. The fish quickly established a breeding population, and from there, they began to spread, posing a significant threat to the wider Motueka River catchment and beyond. This is how invasions happen, with one small, thoughtless decision. The damage caused by rudd goes far beyond just eating plants. By destroying the native vegetation, they turn clear streams into cloudy, muddy waterways. The plants that once held the sediment in place are gone, and the constant feeding activity of the rudd stirs up the bottom. This murky water makes it difficult for native fish, like our beloved eels and bullies, to hunt for food. It also smothers their spawning grounds, preventing them from reproducing successfully. Furthermore, rudd compete directly with native species for food, eating the same aquatic insects and invertebrates that our local fish depend on to survive. They are aggressive, fast-breeding, and they simply outcompete our unique, native wildlife. This is why rudd are classified as an unwanted organism in New Zealand. They are a threat to biodiversity, a threat to water quality, and a threat to the very character of our rivers and lakes. They disrupt the natural balance that has existed for millions of years. When native plants vanish, the insects that feed on them vanish. When the insects vanish, the fish and birds that eat them struggle. The entire food web begins to unravel. all because of one species that does not belong. The battle against the rudd was not just about removing a fish, it was about saving an entire world hidden just beneath the water's surface. Eradicating the rudd was a mission that required immense patience and a powerful alliance. The Department of Conservation, or DOC, led the charge, but they could not have done it alone. This was a true team effort, a partnership forged between rangers, local iwi, and the landowners whose properties contained the infested ponds. This collaboration was the secret weapon in the 25-year war. Landowners granted access to their properties year after year, allowing the eradication teams to do their vital work. They understood what was at stake and became guardians of their own part of the catchment, playing a crucial role in the surveillance and control efforts. The methods used to remove the rudd were varied and required a deep understanding of the fish's behavior. The teams employed a range of techniques, from setting nets to using boat-based electric fishing machines. This specialized equipment sends a current through the water, temporarily stunning the fish so they can be easily collected without harming other wildlife. In some cases, a targeted fish poison derived from the Daris root, known as rotenone, was used as a last resort in contained ponds. This was done with extreme care to ensure that there was no risk to the surrounding waterways, demonstrating a commitment to using the right tool for the specific job. The fight was filled with challenges. Rudd are notoriously tricky opponents. They can tolerate poor water quality and a wide range of temperatures. They are also wary and can learn to avoid nets and boats, making them difficult to catch. The eradication teams had to be persistent, returning to the same ponds again and again to remove every last individual. A single missed fish, or a handful of surviving eggs, could have undone years of hard work. This is why the long-term commitment was so important. It was a slow, painstaking process of removing fish, monitoring the water, and ensuring that no stragglers remained to restart the invasion. The breakthrough came from this relentless pressure and the trust built within the community. Each successful operation, no matter how small, was a step towards the final goal. The teams learned and adapted their strategies over the years, becoming more and more efficient at finding and removing the pest. The local knowledge of the landowners combined with the scientific expertise of the dock rangers created a formidable force. It was this spirit of shared responsibility, this unwavering dedication from everyone involved, that ultimately cornered the rudd and led to their complete and total eradication from the Tasman region. It is a victory that belongs to the entire community. The victory in Tasman is a moment to celebrate, but it is also a powerful lesson for all of us. The fight against invasive species is never truly over. We must now shift from a mode of eradication to one of vigilant protection. The single greatest threat to our pristine waterways is the unintentional spread of pests from one place to another. This is where every single person who enjoys our rivers, lakes, and streams has a critical role to play. Freshwater pests, whether they are fish like rudd or tiny weeds, can be transported on wet, dirty equipment. A single fish egg or plant fragment is all it takes to start a new invasion. This is why the check, clean, dry message is so important. It is a simple mantra, but it is our best line of defense. Before you move from one waterway to another, you must check your gear. This includes your kayak, your fishing line, your boots, and even your dog. Look for any visible clumps of weed or dirt. Then, clean everything thoroughly with a suitable cleaning solution, washing it down well away from any storm drain or waterway. Finally, and most importantly, make sure everything is completely dry to the touch, inside and out. If you can, leave it to dry for at least 48 hours, as this will kill most hidden pests. We are the eyes and ears on the ground. Dock rangers cannot be everywhere at once. It is up to all of us, anglers, boaties, hikers, and swimmers, to be vigilant. If you are out on the water and you see a fish you do not recognize or one that looks out of place, do not ignore it. It could be the first sign of a new invasion. Take a photo if you can, note your exact location, and report it immediately. Your observation could be the crucial piece of information that allows authorities to act quickly before a small problem becomes a massive 25-year battle. Never assume someone else has already reported it. If you suspect you have seen a pest fish like rudd or any other invasive species, please call the dock hotline immediately. The number to ring is 0800-DOC-HOT. That's 0800-36-246-8. Every report is taken seriously and investigated. By making that call, you are becoming part of the nationwide team protecting our precious native ecosystems. The fight to protect New Zealand's unique freshwater environments belongs to everyone. Let the story of Tasman inspire us all to remain watchful, to always check, clean, and dry, and to act without hesitation to defend our incredible waterways from the silent threat of invasion.